Southeast Radio's Business Matters with Karl Fitzpatrick.
Southeast Radio.
My first guest, Stephen Hunt, retired from professional football in 2016. But with his new sports management business and Tides Gastro Pub, life has never been busier for a Waterford man. Stephen, the last time you joined me on Business Matters, you had just opened Tides Gastro Pub in Rosslare. But how has life after professional football treated you?
Morning, Karl. Well, life after football has been very good. When I opened Tides, I had long flowing hair, Karl, and now I have grey hair and a bit more tighter to the head. So business has been good, but obviously since I'm retired, I get to do more things that I couldn't do when I was playing, so it has lots of pluses, and obviously owning a business brings different stresses as well to your life. So overall, I've balanced it out quite well, I think.
So, many ex-athletes speak of missing the adrenaline of professional sport. How have you managed to fill that void?
It's a good question, because when I finished, I played a bit of golf. I always played golf anyway. I've played a bit of hurling when I can. When I come home, I always play in Jim Bulger's Hurl of the Cancer. I love playing it. I was more nervous playing that than I was some of my soccer matches near the end of my career. So that says it all about it was time to go. And then, actually, I've started playing tennis. I'm moving back to the UK and Ireland and have a tennis court across the road from my house in Rosslare, and I have a local gym I go play tennis twice a week in England that I absolutely love. You know, I play against older men. They're a bit overweight, but they're better than me, and I get to run around. I do their running, so I love it. I love that whoever wins obviously has a bit of banter, and that's filled the void from professional sports for sure.
And of course, something else as well that has assisted you in filling that void is you're busy in sports management now. I know that you're managing golfers and over 20 footballers.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it as small as I can. The tiki management style, I suppose. There's companies that are growing very fast, and I'm trying to manage players that I have time for every one of them. Time to spend a bit of time on the phone to them, keep an eye on them, what they're doing Monday to Friday before they hit the field on a Saturday. It's a big plus for me if they're doing it right Monday to Friday, and then they can get going on a Saturday. Things will eventually come right from then if they're doing things right off the pitch and on the pitch. So that keeps me busy. Transfers, brokering deals for clubs. There's so much to it. Over the last 3 years I've been doing that, so I've learned a lot with that. I've done some decent sized deals, I would say, that have been caught the eye, say, of other agents, and they've all tried to have a little go at me, so I've kept the business to myself and progressing slowly but nicely.
Now, one thing that you said to me off air was that you're like a father figure to a lot of these guys.
Yes, the problem is I care. If I didn't care, it'd be a lot easier, if you know what I mean. But the problem is I actually want the lads to do well. I have a little bit of a soft touch. Listen, it hurts me if I can't get a player a club and they're dropping down the league. Some of them will come back to Ireland. It really does hurt me. Doesn't mean I'm not thinking about them, if you know what I mean. But I have to try and get them a club to go back, progress. But there's a pathway for everyone. There's not everyone went to Man United. Not everyone started at the very top.
And how has sports management been an eye-opener for you?
It's just ruthless. Listen, it's all right when you're dealing with the suppliers, and right, you want to buy 10 cases of Coke and you can knock them down, but you're trying to buy a football player and you're trying to sell a football player. There's so many different ways of getting out of it and so many different excuses. So you're trying to put your case forward why you want to buy your player, and then also you're trying to, I think my honesty in brokering a few deals has worked really well for me in terms of buying and selling players for clubs. I did Jack Price to Colorado Rapids, who obviously Kevin Doyle was over there for 3 or 4 years towards the end of his career. I ended up selling the player for Wolves, which was good. It was all parties were happy. Jack Price is still playing well for Colorado, so that kind of deal is pleasing. It's also low maintenance because he's not my player, so I've brokered it more so than anything else, so it's good.
And based on your experience and insights into sports management to date, is it something you can see yourself doing long term?
Yes, I want to try and keep it small, so the 20 players, the 25 players I'll be able to give them their time, and then also with Tides, and hopefully both can go forward and get better. I think last summer, if I'm honest with you, I wasn't entirely happy with Tides and how I ran it and how it worked, so I think that's a big plus as well. You won't find me saying, oh, we were brilliant for the last 6 years. We weren't. I've made mistakes in employing chefs, made mistakes in employing other people, made mistakes myself, not just blaming everyone else. So I've learned from that, and hopefully this year we can go into the summer and have a really good summer.
And have many changes been introduced into the gastro pub over the last number of years?
Chefs come and go, and if I've got any pet hate, I think chefs in this country are a shortage. I think they know that, and if anything, I'd like to see some rules brought into chefs if they've been in a certain place a certain amount of time, then they have to do notice of a longer period, because they know they have the power to walk in and walk out of places. But when you're in demand, I suppose it's like a football player, you have the power. So I have to manage my kitchen staff better. I have a really good team in there now. I have to say I'm really happy going into this year and how we're going to approach July, August in Tides. But for sure, you make mistakes as you go along. But that's me probably being too honest. Let's just say you won't see me, Karl, voting. My granny, my auntie, my uncle won't be voting for Gastro Pub of the Year. If we win the award, it'll be from genuine customers, not being pushed by me, but wanting to vote for us. I think in the industry itself, it's a little bit false, because at the end of the day, if I get 20 reviews on TripAdvisor, 19 of them could have been from my family, which is not true, obviously. So the business will succeed because it's hard work, and hopefully it will come right over the years as you go along and get better and better. And I don't think anyone would have seen the business doing that well when I opened anyway, so maybe I've proved a few people wrong and a few haters wrong, but I'm happy that we're open and going forward.
And does the anonymous nature of TripAdvisor get under your skin?
It probably did at the start. I was going to bed, looking at it, seeing what's going on, what we're doing, and some of them would be 100% correct in what they say, because I would have been there myself. Some of them would sound like that could have been that member of staff. You just got to have an educated guess on it and try and make it better.
And Stephen, what role do you play in Tides today?
Oh, that has varied, and that has been, listen, I think the locals will probably tell you that have been a lot more hands-on the last 6, 7, 8 weeks in terms of getting down, getting dirty and doing the work with them. I quite enjoy it. I've spent maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago pretty much doing everything in the place, and it took my mind off football for a while. Listen, I probably lost about half a stone in 3 or 4 days that I was in here, so I was running around doing things. I like doing it. It's a bit of it's a change to thinking about, okay, well, how's my football player doing, or how's my daughter gets away from everything, and obviously everything adds up. You need a break sometimes, but as you can tell, I'm pretty energetic and have to be on the go.
Now, we hear stories of rising rents and staff costs being given as the reason for many pub and restaurant closures in recent years. There's no doubt that this is a big challenge for the industry. So is it something that you have to monitor closely in your own business?
Yeah, for sure. I think all the rates come out there a few months back. Actually, I wasn't here, so my rates have gone up, I think maybe 50-60%. It doesn't help when I wasn't here, so I haven't appealed it, but I will appeal my rates in September when you can appeal and try and get them back down. Hopefully we'll come to an agreement and go from there.
And as you look forward, are there any areas that you would like Tides to improve on?
Carl, every area. More so myself. I want to be a bit more controlling. And so this summer I've put a DJ. It's probably the first time I've had a gig where I've kind of controlled it and managed it up to now. So we're going from the 6th of July where I'm having a DJ in the courtyard between 4 and 7. There's a table service where I think we have 52 seats available, where you book a table for 4 or whatever, and try and relax with some good drink and some nice food, and I suppose relax with a good vibe with good music, and see if I can be, hopefully the sun will shine and everyone will have a good time. But it's a bit different. The DJ's going to be playing from the rooftop. Don't ask me how it's going to go, but I'm hoping it's going to be a success and we take it on to the next level. It's 4 to 7 is a quiet time, so during the days anyway, hopefully we'll bring a few in and go from there.
And what has Tides taught you from a business perspective over the last number of years?
I suppose like the football industry, there's always vultures around that want to put you down, complain about it, but also there's a lot of reward. You see the staff coming from day one, progress into better people. I think I'm a people's person. I communicate with everyone and we try and have the crack, and whether it's a young waitress to an older waitress or an older waiter, then we have good communication levels. I like it, and I like being involved in it, and I like people doing well in their life, and I suppose that's basically what I would say from a business point of view. I enjoy dealing with people.
And given the success that you've enjoyed with Tides, does it encourage you to expand your business empire any further?
Right time, right place. I think, Karl, I bought this 6 years ago now. We're heading into our 6th summer, so I think the price was right, and when I bought it, again, if it's going to be a venture I do, then everything has to be at the right price, hopefully. You can never tell when the economy's going to turn, but at the moment I'm pretty happy with what I got. My sports management company is growing. Tides is okay, it's going in the right direction, it can always be better, and hopefully we'll get a better reputation for our food going forward, and we won't have to sell ourselves to get that. Hopefully our food will do the talking.
And finally, Stephen, before you go, I have one very important question for you. I know that you're a keen sports fan, so the Leinster hurling final, Wexford or Kilkenny, who's it going to be?
Well, it's exciting times. I think we've got an Irish band playing after the hurling final actually on Sunday. So, but Wexford is my second team, as you know, Karl. I'm a Waterford man. It's been a disaster, but I've trained with the Wexford lads. I really like the character. I'm hoping they do well, and obviously I want Wexford to win for sure, because Kilkenny over the years have been a bit of a pain to everyone, so hopefully we'll go and do them. I do feel like I am part of Wexford, if I'm honest. I've been here 10 years now, and I do have a soft spot for them, so hopefully they'll win on Sunday.
Well, if you've just tuned in, that was Stephen Hunt, and on behalf of Business Matters, I wish him continued success, both with Tides Gastro Pub and also with his sports management business.
Southeast Radio's Business Matters with Karl Fitzpatrick.
South